It's now time for another episode of the Off-Road Toolbox. A Jeepers guide to everything off-road. Powered by Best Price Trailers.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. It's a new year for us, and
Yeah,
my God, what a whirlwind it's been.
Yeah, so let me know what's going. I know you've got a lot of stuff going on, guy. What's
Too
up?
much stuff. I mean, I need a 36-hour day, not a 24-hour. I need a 36-hour.
Well, you've had a month off.
And I've used that month off very much.
So what'd you get done?
Let's see here.
You get your fence done.
Fence is done.
Cool. Want to come do mine?
We'll talk.
Okay, we'll talk here.
We'll talk there.
I can pay you. I can pay you in. I don't know.
You don't even have deep parts anymore.
Hamburgers.
Pizza. That's all you
Pizza.
got.
Pizza and beer.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Hey, I did get a Blackstone, so
Ooh.
I could cook
Yeah.
for you. I mean, everybody's got one of those nowadays. It seems.
I don't.
Oh no.
No. I just got a little charcoal grill. You know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's not. I'd rather have that than.
How's your Jeep?
Which one?
I swear to God.
Oh, he's got four.
Which one? How many
Four
you
of
got
them
now?
now.
Four.
You've got 4 Jeeps?
In the family, in his family.
Oh. XJ.
5.
AB.
XJ.
Did you get another?
LJ.
Did you get
JK,
another one over this
JK.
last month?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
What-
the daughters.
The daughters.
Okay.
The one with the blown motor.
She's got a blown motor.
Yep.
Okay.
This you got to hear this one.
All right.
All right. So bought it. Before I bought it,
Yeah.
looked it over.
What is it?
It's a 11 JKU.
Okay.
So looked it over.
Same motor that he's got.
Yeah.
The 3.8.
Ah,
Yep.
yeah,
The 3.
yeah. Okay.
So looked it over very well. Drove well. No ticks. No nothing. Got home. She's been driving it for a month, and all of a sudden, cylinder 5 was throwing codes. So changed out the plugs, changed out the packs, all this stuff. Started up, and it still got it. And I'm like, what the hell? So I tinkered with it and looked at it and all that, and all of a sudden I start getting a knock, 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 knock.
How many miles on it?
That at that point it was 106 miles,
That is
106,000 miles.
That's nothing.
That is nothing. How did they? So they really disguised it real good against. So,
Yeah, I'll have to post pictures of what they did. But what they did is on the passenger side, they drilled through the valve cover where the oil gallery would be for the rockers. They were taking and dumping oil into the valve cover through this elbow into that journal to get them to quiet down. Then they would cap it off. Well, when I looked at even the master mechanic, that we finally ended up taking it to the dealership over in Deadland, and the master mechanic didn't see it. He says, "I'm gonna pull the valve cover off."
D-Land, by the way.
Yeah, Deadland. And
Come on.
he went to pull.
Come on, man. D-Land.
It's Deadland. He went to pull the valve cover off and he couldn't get it off. And he called me. He's like, "Hey man," he says, "I don't know what the hell's going on with this." He says, "I can't get the valve cover off." I said, "Well, if you got to, cut it." And I said, "We'll just order another valve cover." He found this piece that was through the valve cover into the valley of the rocker arms.
Now, can you disclose who you bought this from?
It was from a used car lot.
Okay.
I got a good deal on it. I mean,
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
yeah,
You got a
that-
good deal on it.
Got a good deal on it now.
So,
I
you
want
you get what you pay for. Again,
But
proven.
but it was within the range
Okay.
of where they should be.
Yep.
Not with a blown motor.
Well, the motor wasn't blown at that time.
No.
But
It wasn't right.
It wasn't,
It wasn't
It
right.
wasn't right.
It wasn't right. But anyway, so he pulled it off, and come to find out that the passenger side is not getting oil at all. The inside of the head, where the rocker arms and all that are, push rods, there was rust in there. So this has been going on for a while.
100,000 miles.
But wait, the engine still ran for a month.
Yep.
That's pretty incredible.
Oh, it was incredible.
That's pretty. I mean, granted, it wasn't done right. If you did it right, but going back to longevity of the engine, it wasn't getting oil on,
Exactly.
and it was still running.
So why was it rust?
And number 5, because there was no oil.
No
coming out.
oil.
There was no oil coming to the passenger side. head.
And then the heating and cooling of the engine caused the condensation.
Condensation. There's the rust. Okay.
So, but number 5 rocker arm was actually broken in half.
Wow.
It was just enough to keep the push rod on it. So
So what's the solution?
new motor.
Has that already been ordered?
It's ordered. It's sitting over at Daytona Dodge
What motor?
3.8.
Another one?
Yeah, Jasper.
Oh,
It's got
okay.
100,000 3-year. So I'm good with that.
You got a good deal on that, I'm hoping.
Oh yeah, I pulled some favors, which I don't like pulling favors, but I needed it this time because it was 14 grand over in Deadland. Oh man, wow! Over here, I think it's going to be around 8 grand.
And that's after you've already purchased the Jeep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that's okay. She got what she wanted. She's happy. Keeps her out of my hair. Keeps all the family.
Oh, what a
in
nice
check.
father you are.
Yeah, she still owes me for it though.
Okay, so there's a little caveat to that.
Oh yeah, there's a little caveat there.
And well, for me, everything seems to be real boring. Nothing new, or you had a lot going on in the last month. For me, it's like, all right, another day for me.
Yeah.
Nothing's going on at all. But well, what about?
What?
We were waiting. I'm waiting for stories here. You got to tell me some
Well,
stuff.
no, I just did some consulting for the government. A lot of things going on in the world.
Yes.
So I get to
Really?
put a couple of my 2 cents in on some
Really?
things. Yeah.
Some stuff has been going on. Yeah.
Yeah, the drone thing. We got the comment. I got to do some stuff on that, and it was funny. I'm like, because I'm calling guys up that we have sensors all over our country. Mm-hmm. So something pinged a sensor, which caused all this. So was it? And I don't think if it was a real item, they could keep covering it up. But a test item, because we have items that test all of our stuff. So let's say a foreign country wants to just mess with you and they bring over a thing and drive by and make things go off. You can make events happen.
So it's kind of like when you drive by back in the day and you could you can open someone's garage door.
Correct.
Yeah, something
drive
very-
by.
That's a good example.
Okay.
So that caused some things. I did some consulting here in Florida, which hopefully I get a couple more contracts out of it. I showed some agencies that where you can improve upon things, whether it's the maritime or the off-road environment or the tactical arena. So that was kind of fun, and then even the recent events that are going on right today. I was like, hey, you got to look at this. Hey, this is what you got to do. And I showed you the text.
Oh, yeah.
message.
He was showing us the text messages.
A guy that's
off
right
air.
there on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
That's crazy.
Hey,
I mean, that's wild.
Yeah. So that's kind of still old school stuff still works. So, and then
Got to hand it to guys like you guys, both you guys. You're calm and you're cool and under fire. I would be just blow everything up. You know what I mean?
And that's what they did on some of the items versus like, wait a minute. So I was on the Joint IED Defeat Organization. Mm-hmm. So defeat IEDs. So, and Baghdad was my home. So it was like the bomb capital of the world at one point, So in some cases, you would blow a device. In other cases, we're like, oh, no, there might be evidence here, So then you have to look at is it worth the risk to, render it
Salvage
safe?
it.
Render it safe to collect all the evidence, or do you just pre-blow it up?
Okay.
And then you have little bits of evidence versus, having the whole package.
Okay.
Fingerprints, DNA, all kinds of neat stuff. But everybody's different. And again, I'm not young anymore. And I'm not bulletproof anymore.
Yeah, but see, your mind is still good, and that's worth something.
Yeah, yes.
Right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, when I saw the seat, like right away, hey, look for this. And again, certain things you want to do, and how do you look at things? What do you do? Clearance rates. How do you get around things? So yeah, useless knowledge.
That's not useless. To you, it is.
Well, to the rest of the world, some people don't take everything serious. Mm-hmm. In this day and age, America is a great country, but politics sometimes have ticked off other people, and there's people who want to hurt us. There's countries that want to hurt us. So,
Well, apparently our own citizens want to hurt us.
and our own citizens that are flipped,
Yeah.
or just for whatever reason. So yeah, it's different times.
They feel that things are better elsewhere, that they can make it that way from the elsewhere.
Send them all there.
You ought to go. That's some of the things. This last seminar where I was talking about mindset, dealing with criminals, because you're not dealing with. You're looking at the world through your own eyes, living here in America. Mm-hmm. The rest of the world doesn't look like think like we do, or have our values.
Right.
Vastly different. So I was at this seminar, and it was law enforcement from across the state of Florida, and some feds. And when I was putting pictures up, man, you could see people like the deer in the headlight look. I'm like, hey, the guy, this is what's actually here in America. So how do you deal with them? Mm-hmm. And ingenuity and mindset. And some people don't value life like we do. We value life. Other people don't. Yeah. So yes. I don't mean to be down in the weeds.
No, I mean,
No,
this
no,
is the way things are in the
It's
world.
changed.
Right?
The world's changed. The world's changed.
It's changed and it's going to always change, no
Yeah,
matter what. I mean,
just be prepared. Have a plan. Don't be like if it was me, the New Orleans incident.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have every citizen come back out, good, bad, or indifferent. You're not going to come in my town, push me around, threaten, scare me. No, we're going to come out and force to say, this is America, this is my neighborhood, and you don't come into it.
Well, they postponed the
Everything.
Sugar Bowl.
And,
Yeah,
and
they-
again, rightfully
That,
so.
I think that was probably a
Because
no-brainer.
And right away, I knew there's some things they weren't releasing.
Exactly. You
And
knew
then-
something was going on.
Yes.
That there was other things out there.
Other things,
Right.
yeah. But the show, I'm not the one. Again, prudence is. Again, I'm not telling people to be reckless, but when bad guys know you're not going to cower and hide.
yeah, they back off.
They're going to find easier prey.
Yeah.
Which is everybody's different. Mm-hmm. That's why I drive a Jeep, because I'm very different.
I'm special.
Well, wait a second. Because you're a Jeep driver, you're different? Ah, come on. You're like millions of other people who own Jeeps, right?
Yes, we do. Yes,
But
we do.
You're different in that.
I can apply my Jeep in methods you guys have never seen. I'm just going to tell you. Rubbins Racing. If
Oh,
you're not
man.
bending sheet metal, you ain't working.
That's
And in Baghdad, I was known for bending sheet metal. I got to tell you this, pitting cars, moving cars, getting off the X,
you weren't worried about insurance costs.
we barricades, fences. If the highway was jammed up and your people are shooting, we'd go through fence, go around, get off it.
Oh, that'd be kind of like it's like the video games.
Except
But it's real life.
Real
Except
bullets,
real life.
RPG. You got a juke an RPG coming at you, and get off the X
That's
real quick.
like a video game. That's real life video game.
Or you bring in your souvenirs. Hey, look at the mortar.
Oh yeah, now
piece.
let's talk about that.
Oh, no,
Since you
that-
brought it in real quick.
I brought in different things, and this is where a mortar HE round
Yeah.
hit near us. And afterwards, it was so hot and burnt. This is the sand.
That's sand,
That's the sand. This was the dirt and stuff around us.
Wow.
That's what it did.
and it just petrified.
Petrified it. Wow. Kind of cool. Again, it's so my teammates like, Daytona, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, this is cool. And they're like, you're sick, man. I'm like, wait a minute. You don't because I collected everything. And some things actually we processed for evidence and we learned a lot from it.
Yeah.
But then how do you tell somebody about the effects of a mortar or the HE round? How about
Just show them.
Yeah. So I did.
Yeah.
So I brought it back for, so again, if you see, so the lesson was, if I went around and I kept seeing things like this that are out of place, then I knew that was a lot of places they're dropping mortar rounds. So why are you dropping mortar rounds on, certain places? Because you're the targets you're looking for.
So that's okay. So now you know what to look for if you see that laying in the
If I
sand, stuff
see
like
certain
that.
things, if I see lots of things, again, fragments or other
Right.
things, or again, useless things,
Yeah.
dig marks, fresh concrete,
Right.
all kinds of things that bad guys did. So, with that,
Wow.
might as well get to our show.
Well, we're about 15 minutes into this. We can talk for another 15 minutes about the.
Or we got some more stuff, and then we can do our other topic afterwards.
It's up to you.
It's up to you. You're the boss.
I'm not the
Yeah,
boss.
Oh, you
You
are.
are the
Geez.
boss.
We've now labeled 2025. You're the boss.
Yeah.
Wait, I was boss last year. Somebody else is saying.
You won it again.
Yes.
Unanimous decision.
Yes.
It's the two of three of us, right?
Oh, it's 2 against 1? Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. All
Yes.
right, I see how it
Democracy
is.
voted right there.
Yep. Democracy in action. Okay, boss.
Oh, well, actually, if you wanted to, we can keep going, or we can do a tool a day, or we can do.
Let's just roll with what we got going on. I mean, this is one of the things that we do. We always sit down, we talk about Jeeps.
Yes, we do.
We never talk about just general stuff. I mean, it doesn't hurt to talk about
Oh,
it.
Let's. We can discuss now. We can. Why not discuss this? How? This is the question I've got. The truck that was used.
Interesting. Why did he pick the truck?
Exactly.
Weight. He wanted the weight of an electric vehicle.
It wasn't electric. It was a lightning.
Electric truck. A lightning
Oh,
truck.
you're talking about the Trump.
The F-150. No, that's the second
No,
one.
not that one.
Let's just deal with the F-150 was a Lightning, and that's one of their EV vehicles,
EV.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's an EV vehicle. So if you want, you want more mass.
Yeah.
Right. So do you want useless knowledge, guys? Do I want a 55 grain bullet, or do I want a 220 grain bullet?
I want 220.
So you want a regular truck, gas engine, or when you have the electric trucks with all their batteries, they're 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 pounds more weight.
And they're fast.
And
Well, I mean, they're all fast, either with gas or even electric, but they're
but so he's going to use that extra weight to cause more damage.
Yeah, because then you can bulldoze through a building and
Anything.
still keep going.
Anything with the bollards, whether they had them or not.
those barriers
the
that they were
barriers-
supposed to be replacing.
Yeah.
they were in the
Fixing,
process of doing.
And it's again, so we've been so long since we've had to deal with it, we've forgotten how vulnerable we are. And bad guys are always looking for weaknesses.
Yes.
And so even if they put those bollards in, if they don't put them deep enough. So part of my job was defeating things. So, and also how do the bad guys keep it from defeating us? So anything from flower planters to other things. So we used to build things so trucks couldn't crash into us, especially in Iraq, especially suicide trucks. We didn't want those big trucks crashing into
Well, that's
us.
why when they built the compounds, they always put the rock around.
Yes.
In the big, whatever they were called.
Hescos.
Hescos. That's what it is.
Hescos. If you didn't buy stock in Hesco, you missed it. All right. So yeah, you do things for standoff. So you build things. So and then ways to defeat it. So we built things because the threat was dump trucks. A big dump truck full
Yeah,
of bombs.
without a doubt. I'm surprised, really, why some of that hasn't been used over here.
Probably hard to get a dump truck and not.
Not
Well,
necessar- not
Daytona Beach
necessarily.
had one in the years ago. Actually, a guy stole the dump truck and just drove through everything and made a mess of it.
But you kind of know ahead of time if someone's going to take a dump truck, as opposed to saying
He stole it.
F-150.
This guy stole it. Yeah, this guy stole the dump truck, and next thing we know, it's a big chase, and he's crashing through cars.
And from what I gather, the F-150 was in Mexico.
At some
and was
point?
it was driven over the border, and at some point he ended up.
was a
getting,
rental, yeah.
And now they're trying to say, but that's a whole other topic. But the F-150 is an interesting choice. Why they went with that?
That was why.
Again, electric truck.
Low to the ground, too.
Low to the ground, a lot of weight, can do a lot of damage, can take a lot of damage, and if it catches on fire,
That's another bomb.
it's hard to put out. And like you said, and you used the one in Vegas, they had to use the blanket on it because water won't put it out.
Now we'll get down to the one in Vegas.
The Vegas, it's very symbolistic. So
Yes.
people are so you have
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk vehicle at a Trump property, and it goes boom. Granted, he didn't know. Well, did he not know or not know? He was sending a message. End of story.
That's all it was.
He was
He
sending-
re-rented it. It was already known that it was a rental.
Yes.
And was filled with fireworks. I believe?
Fireworks, the big mortar
Whatever.
rounds,
Yeah.
fuel, camping fuel, some other things. So it was.
It's suspicious at the very least.
I mean, he could have done more things to make it go boom, but he still accomplished his goal. Was he used two items for symbology at a particular place to create fear and panic?
Correct.
That's what of course, he was trying to probably do more damage, but the impact someplace else wouldn't have it. So they're sending a message that we can come and get you to two people and the whole country.
And the question is it from overseas or is it from our own border?
Well, it turns apparently hasn't
was
been
military.
disclosed yet as military.
Military guy.
Another guy. It was a longtime military guy.
Yeah.
And
So
you said his wife
may have been
posting
posted
was
some anti, Trump rhetoric.
right.
So does that mean, okay, was it worth losing your husband for? Is it worth now you're going to be investigation?
Well, now that's the thing is, do you know? Was she in on this?
Yeah, well, she's going to be investigated.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's going to be investigated. And the end state is you're gone or your husband's gone. You're facing jail. You're going to be facing financial hardship. Now, I have seen groups that can raise money. I mean, I've investigated groups that can raise $5 million in a month. I've seen them raise more money than that, for events. Some of the environmental protest groups.
Yeah, we talked
Or
about that
actually,
off camera.
eco-terrorist groups. So they can raise millions of dollars quick for defense funds. But at some point, was it really worth it? What have you changed?
Nothing's going to change. We're going.
They just got rich. The people that are involved.
Correct.
They're wealthy now. That's all.
Except for the guy, the driver of the vehicle died. Now, whether it was by intent or not, or was there, was it,
It's hard to say.
premature detonation or was it on purpose? And it's interesting. Now, for fighters, you see things, but suicide bombers is not an American thing because of our mindset. Our mindset's differently.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of interesting.
They're actually doing it for the cause.
Yes.
They feel that Allah will take care of them once they cross over and all that good stuff.
Now, I don't know about the Vegas one, if that played a part, because I think it was more, like you said, symbolic between
Yes.
Musk and Trump.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean,
and again, sending a message, thinking to do more damage. Evidently, he doesn't know how to measure explosives or create. And some of the things didn't even work against them. The container aspect of it, the truck, and some other things.
Right. This is the one in
The Tesla in Vegas.
okay, yep.
Yeah. It's just a little bit different, a little bigger bang for the buck. But yeah, because he had to bring his own fuel because there's no fuel in it to explode.
So was that flag that was in the back of the truck, was that flag actually flying, or was it still wrapped up? Because all they showed in the picture was it wrapped up. Did they do
that's
that
the New
after?
Orleans ones. That's the
New Orleans ones. Now, was that wrapped up, where you couldn't tell what the flag was?
So I would think that if and again, we might start a trend, which we don't want to do, was somebody racing through town with an ISIS flag on it. Mm-hmm. So would that have warned people and elevated people and caused concern versus keeping it wrapped up until after the event and then the flag
bring
flies?
it out
and then say, well,
then
this
you
is
flew
what
your
it
flag.
was.
Then you flew your
right.
flag.
Maybe.
Flew your
okay.
flag, yeah.
Interesting point.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't think of that.
It's just, yeah. So that's just some of the things that go on in this world and how you have to look at things differently.
Or he could have forgot to fly it, to go out there and unwrap it,
The
and then
problem-
take
if
off.
he'd have
right?
done it the last minute, at the last minute probably, but
Yeah.
the jitters again,
Yeah.
it's the jitters that get to you. And then he picked 3 a.m. versus right at New Year's midnight.
Eve.
Yeah, right at, but so he had less of a crowd.
Well, I think the problem was the traffic. I think because they showed photos of the
the
truck
traffic.
in line in traffic
Yes.
and waiting to go through. That's probably my guess is that's might have been the reason.
And I got friends over there, and they said traffic's been horrendous
Yeah.
because all the bowl games.
Oh,
Yes.
now, yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, that was an interesting episode, but it does fall in line with what we're talking about. We did talk about trucks. We talked about the Ford and why, and the Tesla and why. So I guess,
in a way, it wasn't
indirectly,
off-roading.
it wasn't
but
off-roading.
It's just kind of
Plan
What
your
we're-
route. Don't take anything for granted. Be able to get out of harm's way.
Yeah.
I would, and wherever I go, useless knowledge. I bring maps and stuff like I have here, and I plan a route. So when things get backed up, I'm going to have an alternative route.
Yes.
So, and when you hear things, see things, and don't get panic. And a car does not belong on a sidewalk or a truck. If you see a car or truck on a sidewalk, get out of the way.
Right.
The thing with the EV though is they're quiet too.
And there was a video that I saw on TikTok, and it was a video of the truck flying by a business, but it was on the road, but it was moving. The people got
Yes.
out of the way.
Yep.
They didn't show any of the calamity.
Yep.
They just showed it and
Yep.
high speed
Yep.
flying by.
Yep.
But it was on the road.
So they're quiet versus
yeah.
a loud vehicle. So, all right.
sad days all upon
For
us.
the start, yes. We want good times. We want it to be a good year. We want people to get out and enjoy things.
So
Well,
with that,
I guess that'll wrap it up.
To the
Did you want
families,
to do?
to the family and everybody involved in every place.
Yeah.
Condolences. They're going to be permanently affected. The officers who got shot and the officers involved in the shooting. Officer involved shooting, good, bad, or indifferent, have their effects that will for some people linger for a long time.
yep, friends and family of the
Yep,
officers. Yep.
everybody, and then all the victims, the poor victims and their families. You go there for a good time.
And you're starting to see who some of the victims were. One
Yes,
of them was
yeah.
a quarterback, I believe, for
Yeah.
Princeton.
Yeah, I know.
Was the one they've been talking about a little bit. But yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah,
it's
it
just
is.
terrible.
Sorry to be downers on it, but
Hey,
we just want to talk about
Considering what you guys do for a living, or what your background is, and we
Yeah.
talk about that all the time, how you have worked,
Yes.
Bart, with when you still are
I'm
working
still consulting. Yep.
with Department of Homeland Security
Or DHS,
or DHS,
FEMA,
Yep.
everybody. I worked, again, all the state and local agencies and the federal agencies in Florida, at this last conference where, I was telling them, hey,
And Jeff, you've taken part in a lot of that too.
Yep.
And you're on the medical side of things now.
Yes.
I know we talk about Jeeps and we talk about all this, everything surrounding the Jeep life off road. Yes. But we can't forget that this is like a hobby to us, and
yes,
we have lives outside.
Yes,
and this,
we do.
Yes,
and
yes.
it is pertinent to what it's something
Yes.
that I think needs to be discussed. And
thank you. Yeah.
Well, guys, with that, we're going to call this a show, and
Yes.
we'll see you on the next one. Be safe out there, and see ya.
And there you have it. Don't you feel smarter now? We'll drop more knowledge on you soon. Thanks for listening to the Off-Road Toolbox. Powered by Best Price Trailers.